and find out the most comfortable and comfortable position and sitting place for practicing meditation. Eyes are closed, sitting, and the intellect is open to receive the instructions. Eyes are closed to perceive deep within through the mind, not the objects of name in the form. Just allow the intellect to reflect on it that I'm not looking at any object of name in the form. I'm aware of the space in the darkness within, and also the space within and outside. Aware of the space, because the mind picks up the knowledge and understanding, the space doesn't have any shape in the form. So that is another reason we are aware of the space all around the body and the space within, realizing inner potential. We need to drop the habitual mind. The habitual mind picks up the name and the form and the objects. The habitual mind also turns into ego, and that ego creates a block because the ego has to see the object. When we drop this habitual mind, but how to drop it? So we move the mind from the objects to something which is which does not have the name and the form. So are you aware of the space all around? Are you aware of the space within, or blankness, or emptiness? You can also reflect what happens in deep sleep. Do you see anything? No, I see. I can imagine it's all about blankness, darkness. Can I see that same darkness and the blankness? We should be clear what we are doing in meditation through our mind, through our intellect. We want to recognize and realize the real self. As a teacher, I have a recognition and a realization. But when I'm giving the instructions, I'm putting the instructions in a logical manner. Your mind picks up that I'm just explaining logically, rationally. So when you pick up that rational explanation, you are able to drop the mind which is habitual, which is craving, which is desiring, anything of the object of name in the form. Another way that any object comes to your mind, you recognize that object has name in the form which is changing, and what is changing is not our search. Why the real self is unchanging? What is unchanging or permanent has no name in the form? Anything with the name in the form is created. It is the part of the world. The real self is beyond the world. That this knowledge is not settling. Intellectually, it is settling, but it is not converted into a recognition. And what is the simple way? The simple way, whatever the thought, feeling, emotion enters into your mind with reference to object, event, situation, you just watch them, but become aware who is the knower of it. The knower does not have a name in the form. The knower of any event does not have a name in the form. Just check it. But if the mind says, no, I have a name in the form, that is delusion. It is just an understanding. What is understanding? Awareness. What is awareness? Consciousness. I'm introducing in the very beginning the higher steps. Now, in the next step, you can also understand person 1, person 2, person 3. That is one way of understanding. Or you can say the perception 1, perception 2, perception 3. What is the perception 1? The word of name in the form. We take them as a real. So whatever the objects we perceive, we recognize has some element of attachment, delusion, and the pain and the pleasure and the suffering. Just wait, do nothing, remain as you are. Any object comes to your mind in the form of a thought and feeling, we recognize it. We recognize because of the perception too, because of the memory inside, the information inside. And what is the perception trait? It is beyond the name in the form. And I see the wave only as a water, not the shape and the size. One option. Second option, I see the wave plus water. That is your perception. Will succeed in meditation. What is the stumbling block? Perception 2 and the perception 1. Perception 1 takes for granted it is real. Perception 2 coming from the past memory, it takes, no, this is what it is. And I don't inquire. I laid a foundation for the higher journey. It is doing nothing, and still you can move into the higher awareness. That is what the stage one is. And the stage two place awareness of the surrounding with eyes closed. Eyes are already gently closed. You are aware of the quiet space. In the beginning, we can have free from distractions until the mind doesn't get affected by any distraction. Then we can practice meditation at any place, any surrounding. But yes, in the beginning, and especially in the morning and evening, we should prefer a quiet space free from distractions. Be aware of the space all around your body, the space. Can you see the space? Can I experience the objects of the senses? I'm just triggering your intellect to be aware. So any object is there, your mind goes there, and you become aware of the space all around that object. Any feeling in the space all around it. It's a play and a fun. What happens? You're moving the mind from the object to the objectless. The very beginning, we want to go deeper, become aware of the space all around. Articles are there in this, still you are aware of the space all around. Yes, observe your surrounding, maybe sound or smell or feeling or sensation, but the space with it. That is the meaning of masters bringing an awareness of the space again and again and again. They want our mind should drop gently any habitual pattern. Position of the body. So now the position, we have a name in the form. Position of the body. So the first part of this position is the name in the form. Second part, who owns this? We are searching the owner. We are not searching the body. But we want to be comfortable. Position of the body should not disturb. Why it should not disturb? The mind will go back again and again to the body. We are understanding. Now this understanding should work. Applied posture. Yes, the posture, the shape, and this, the way it is placed. Now we go little deeper, being comfortable. Let go of tension in the body, especially around our neck and shoulders. You see, I'm just speaking as if I'm just talking to you. Meditation, a higher meditation, should be just a talking to you, communicating. Let go of tension in the body, especially around your neck and shoulders. If it is there, So, what is the way to let go of tension around in your body? Mentally acknowledge the comfort, the experience of comfort. There is no thought and feeling of discomfort. Again, you see, it's a knowledge. So, when you are aware or acknowledging that no thought in the feeling causes any discomfort, you experience the comfort. What is the subtle aspect? Dissolve the identification with the thought and emotion. That is what I offer in a very simple way of being comfortable. What is that way? I told you, you look at the neck joint. Are you looking with your eyes? No, you're looking mentally. So when you look, you have a feeling. You know, knowing and feeling is there. And that knowing and feeling results into sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Now let us do it and explore looking at the shoulder joints mentally. Acknowledge. It means you know here are the shoulder joints, and then here is the feeling. Does the feeling has any shape in the form? And then your experience of sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Does it does the sensation, comfort, and steadiness has any name in the form? I'm just communicating and raising a question, and your intellect has an answer. When it has an answer, it has an understanding. When it has an understanding, you have a new level of awareness. Looking at the entire body from the top of the head to the toes. Your entire body. Mine says I'm looking at the shape. No problem. But then what? You know here is the body, you feel the body. And after the feeling, use the word, sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Does the sensation, comfort, and steadiness has any form, shape? There is a shape in the body, but not the shape of the sensation, shape of and shape of the no shape, and the steadiness. Do we need to go back to a primary step, and especially of Hatha Yoga, which says when you sit in a lotus pose for years together, it makes your mind steady? No doubt it makes. But that will take years to get. We are moving from above to below, from the higher consciousness to the lower one. So we experience the sensation, comfort, and steadiness has no form of the shape, plus the body has a shape in the form. That too is okay if we have simultaneous awareness. It is all about changing the direction of the mind. Now you see how it becomes difficult to relate. The being comfortable is just a change of direction of the mind from outside to inside. Yes, the mind, so to say, comes very near. The conscious mind comes very, very near to the body. Is body separate from the mind? At this moment, I'm aware of the body. I know the body. I experience the body. So, can we keep this awareness with us? Whatever I know, I'm aware of, is separate from me. Oh, I know the thoughts are coming. That is separate from me. Just check it. That brings us to the step of being carefree. Can we translate the metaphor into the reality? The birds flying in the sky remains untouched. With the mental space, let millions of thoughts be there. They remain untouched with the mental space. Is that possible? You're still aware of the thoughts, but at the same time, you're aware where the thoughts exist in the space. So, as the space changes, is the space changing because of the presence of the thought, feeling, emotions? If it changes, I'm one with the thought. If it does not, I'm not with these thoughts. I recognize that these thoughts are separate. Any thought, feeling, emotions, is it possible? If it is possible, many great things are possible. So that's how many masters give the instruction, let the thought come and let it go. Another instruction they give, observe the thoughts coming and going. Observe the thoughts and feeling and emotions that comes to the mind without engaging Or I can also say, maintain attitude of the mind of gentle, disinterested in thought. You're not pulling the mind, you're not forcing. But when the intellect and the ego is there, it prevents you to recognize this. Falsa is there. But by regular practice, it is possible. So now I recognize that none of these thoughts are associated with me, they are different. That moment, Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu. I'm disinterested with the thoughts that jumps into the mind uninvited, unwanted, undesirable. And now I'm introducing the mind to the thoughts I should be interested. Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu. Mantra, Shanti Mantra is also a thought. Shanti Mantra is what it means, let there be happiness. Let there be happiness for all. I'm introducing this thought. What is thought? Thought is the product of knowledge. What knowledge it contains happiness for all. But why? Because happiness is our essential nature. But does the happiness has any name in the form in? No. So it is not that I am happy. What is the fact we want to realize that I am happiness. But why Shanti mantra? We are laying a foundation. Mind is not aware of that. Even intellectually it is aware, but it does not have a realization. So for the sake of realization, we say, Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. May there be peace for all. Same thing. Oh, mantra is also a thought. Yes, may there be peace for all. Thought contains the knowledge. What knowledge it contains? Peace is our essential nature. If it is a sense of me is the peace within, a sense of peace is always there with everyone. Our false eye is not there, our mind will undergo a change. Oh, if the peace is the essence of everyone, I should be communicating with the humility, with peace, with awareness to everyone from today. You see the impact of the Shanti. But if the false eye blocks, it will not happen. Sarvesham, Sarvesham, Purinam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Puranam. Sarvesham Puranam Bhavatu. May there be completeness in all, wholeness and holiness. The purpose of introducing the sense of wholeness is to get rid of sense of incompleteness. What is that in sense of the sense of incompleteness? Craving, running after, not running away, running after an object which contains the pleasure. It is because of sense of incompleteness. Running away from them, recognizing pleasure is not present in the object, and as you run away from the world outside, you move inside, a sense of completeness is there. And Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. May there be auspiciousness for all. We have already created a sacred space from the previous steps. What else we need? Now these 5 or 6 steps, knowledge oriented, 90% demands an understanding. What is understanding? Is awareness. What is awareness? It's experience, perception. Now, whatever the steps we will do, it will bring the tremendous result. Let us move to the next step. You're looking at the breath. Breath is going in and out. There is a free flow of the breath. This is the state before doing the breathing practice. So just be very clear. Sensation, relaxation, and stillness is there. We are aware of the space all around and inside. And we should continue to experience the same state even while breathing. Why? That will open the door to the higher consciousness. So you're aware of the space inside your forehead. Very good. And then start breathing long, deep in the hissing breath into your rib cage. Through the nostrils, you inhale deep, long in the hissing, chest expands. You exhale deep, long in the hissing breath. You exhale, chest squeezes. Before, during, after. The state of sensation, comfort, and steadiness is maintained. Continue. Check that the long, deep in the hissing breath expands your entire rib cage from collarbone to the last rib. And during exhalation, it contracts your entire rib cage also. Going deep in the hissing breath, you hear the sound of the hissing, just to make sure that we are expanding the rib cage totally and contracting the rib cage totally. And now stop it, do nothing, check from where we started. We started with awareness of the body, experience of sensation, comfort, and steadiness. We started with that state. Now, what is our state now? We may say that it is deeper now. Yes, why deeper now? Because of the purity of the mind. Mind, purity of the mind. So, what exactly happened? The mind, which was casually have the influx of thoughts, now it is not there. So we experience the infinite space, or we can say the freshness or calmness. It is because of mind living deeper within, away from the world. You should have done it before without breathing. We get rid of all of them in deep sleep. We need not to breathe for going into deep sleep. And now we'll go for just be aware of the physical body. From the top of the head to the toes and we experience a lot of sensations in the physical body, which contains the five senses, five motor organs, the physical structure. And now become aware of the subtle body, faculty of seeing, power of seeing, if I use the word, power of seeing, the power of feeling, power of smelling lies in the subtle body. Does the subtle body has any shape in the form? False eye always wants to maintain that. In the moment we recognize the subtle body doesn't have any shape in the size, name in the form, but the faculty of seeing, faculty of feeling are located there. It is not located into the physical structure. Sometimes we see the eyes looks perfect, but they are blind. Physical structure, ears look great, but they are deaf. Subtle body. Subtle body of thought, of feeling, of energy, of sensation, of perception. And then we have a causal body, from where these impression comes from the causal. Why it is a causal body? That is the cause of the subtle in the physical body. Well, follow another round. Look deep inside the forehead in the space and start breathing long deep in the hissing into the chest. Long deep in the hissing, total expansion of the rib cage. Total contraction of the rib cage. We are aware of before, during, and after experience of breathing. Long deep in the hissing, you are experiencing expansion of the rib cage and the contraction of the rib cage in the state of sensation, relaxation, and stillness in the body, awareness of the space all around and inside. So, that state which we experience before breathing continues. Very interesting part of the meditation that I'm aware of the state before the breathing, which is present during the breathing, which deepens or present in the same way after the breathing. And we are continuing the journey. Long deep in the hissing breath, total expansion and the contraction of the breath. Total, sorry. Expansion and contraction of the rib cage with inhalation and exhalation. So, when you are aware of the state before, your mind is already absorbed. So, it is not picking up any other distracted thoughts. Do you know that? Do you understand that part? Now stop this. Be aware of the flow of the breath. Make sure you're not doing anything now, just an awareness of the flow of the breath, and recognize and experience the state before the breathing continues. That is awareness of the space all around and the space within, and experience of sensation, comfort, and steadiness in the body continues. But this experience is deeper. Why it is deeper? The mind has gone deeper within. What it means, it ran away from the world gently, from outside to inside. So the deeper it goes, it gives you an experience of little deeper freshness and calmness. It is because of the mind living deeper. Also, check, do we continue to live into that state, or some other thoughts in the past impression is disturbing, distracting. It means we need to do more of the breathing. And now we understand that the breathing is done in order to check mind living into that state or not. If it is not living into the deeper state of awareness, we need to practice. Now we explore the physical body. Whatever the Eastern wisdom says, we have three bodies. Let us be aware of the three bodies. First is the physical body. We have five physical structure of the sense organs, physical structure of motor organs, the tongue, the hands and the legs, and the anus and the genitals. Can hand be lifted on its own, or there is some power? We say, oh yes, I have a power to lift my hand. So from where it comes? It comes from the subtle body. Subtle body has no name in the form. I see. The faculty of seeing comes from the subtle body. That is the meaning we say mind plus sense organs, mind plus motor organs. So explore deeper within. Any thought, feeling, and emotions arising and falling. Okay, you already understood the space, the mental space is untouched by any thought, feeling, objective, and things. And after all, we are not doing anything. And subtle body, yes, thought, feeling, emotions, intellect, energy, all belongs to the subtle. Knowledge, we get the knowledge when we understand the cause and effect. So, this physical and the subtle body are the effects of the causal body. That means it is the cause. What is the cause? The past impressions and ignorance and lot of other stuff. Can I see? Can I perceive it? Can I become aware? What? What aware? Thought comes. Oh, thought is recognized in the mind, but it has its cause that I don't know is the causal body. And that thought gives me a discomfort in the body. So that discomfort has an underlying cause in the causal body. We have to spend more time into that area to recognize the cause. But if the mind doesn't listen, we forget. So we have to spend more time into the next step. What is that? Look inside. Look at the forehead. Look inside the forehead in the space. Experience the space within and the flow of the breath. So now we are trying to understand and to enhance our level of awareness by another breathing step that is deep, silent, and slow with the mantra. Mantra, subtle body, because we are doing it mentally, breathing. So one part is energy and the other part is the physical movement. And then can we maintain that awareness? They are aware of the breath. And now you start breathing deep, silent, slow. Means you already know as we inhale, we expand our belly, continuously expand our rib cage. We don't give a break. While breathing out, we empty our belly, squeeze it down, continuing the chest. So it is a deep, silent, slow breathing. So the first important thing in this deep, silent, slow breathing is to check. Are you able to do it comfortably? If not, you can bring the rate and the rhythm of the breath little shorter so that you can balance the deep, silent, slow breathing. Just check it. You're able to expand belly and the rib cage with awareness without any discomfort, and you are able to breathe out. Now add the mantra as you inhale or exhale mentally. Om Namah Shivaya. Your mind recites mentally as if you're not taking the help of your lips and the tongue and ears, but you hear in your mind, you're saying it mentally. One is the physical body, and the other is the subtle body. What disrupts you coming from the causal body? Can I become? Can I live into that state? Namah Shivaya. Physical body is the energy movement from the subtle and expansion and contraction. You see that is why I give emphasis and of the belly and the ribs. And then what about the subtle body? So we are regulating the subtle body. How? By chanting mentally Om Namah Shivaya. But then sometime we find distraction. Just label it coming from the causal body. Just label it. Coming from the causal body into the mind. So obviously, so we recognize. You recognize the hour, minute, and the second indicators in a wall clock. Oh, yes. The second needle, the moment you recognize it has already moved. It is very subtle. Any step, any step, you can hold on your mind and you can do it for a longer period this week before we meet and see what happens. So, another factor you can add, you just leave the step, allow the breath to be normal, check the flow, the breath is normal, and stay in that state for a while, and then you can return to the deep silence slowly. So, couple of times when you do this, and see the mind is absorbed within, that would be a great realization.